Join me as I prep for making Simplicity 9917. It is a short dress. There is two versions. View B is a longer version with the straps, and view A is a shorter version without the straps. Now, of course, you could always add the straps because these dresses are exactly the same with the exception of the length. And then, of course, again, you could optionally add the straps. I am really excited to make this pattern. I am going to be making it in an Ankara cotton fabric, which is not a recommended fabric, but it is a woven, and all of the recommended fabrics are woven. So you have a challis, you have a chambray, you have a crepe, a lawn, a lightweight sateen, a satin, or any type of silky fabric would all work well with this pattern. Again, we're going to be using a Ankara fabric, so together we'll find out how that's working. So let's walk through all of the pattern pieces. There are 15 pattern pieces that you would use. There are 4 pattern pieces to make the bodice, and that would be the front bodice, the side front, the back, and the side back. And that is pieces 1 through 4. And then you also have lining pieces, which also go to the bodice. And so you have, again, a back, a side back, a front, and a side front. All of those lining pieces line the bodice pieces. In addition to that, you also have some facing pieces. You have a side facing, and then you have a front and back facing, and then you also have a belt. And so we will be making the belt, and I have ordered some belt buckles that are fabric lined belt buckles, which I think will be great to complement this dress. And then lastly, you have a couple of the skirt pieces. So there is a pocket. The great thing is that it has a pocket, so we always love pockets. And then for the skirt, there are 3 pattern pieces. There's a front skirt, a back skirt, and then there is a side front, side back pattern piece. So there again, there's 3, front, back, and then you have a side front, side back pattern piece. So those are 3 skirt pieces. In addition to that, the bodice pieces are all lined, and the facing pieces are lined, which I forgot to review with you. So we have pattern pieces 5 through 8, which are all facing pieces, and they line the top piece parts of the bodice. And so again, these are all interfaced. So all of the facing pieces are interfaced, and then you have interfacing for your actual bodice pieces. Pieces 1 through 4 are all interfaced as well. To interface, we're going to be using the Shape Flex fabric, SF101. We're going to be using to interface. The only exception is that I will be using 808 to line the belt in addition to the Shape Flex piece, because I want the belt to be nice and sturdy. The last thing that I will mention is that you do need an invisible zipper. So that's the other piece that you do need, which is an invisible zipper. And then you will also need some boning. And I have boning that you can sew over just because it's easier to work with. But that is the other piece that you will need. So once you have all of your pattern pieces cut, the other thing to consider, because if you are using a woven, more likely than not, it's going to fray. So you may want to consider serging the edges or using a pinking shears to cut around the edges. And so all of my pattern pieces and my lining pieces, my fabric pieces and my lining pieces have all been serged in preparation for this pattern. So I am pretty much ready to sew. Stay tuned for what the final garment will look like.